Admiral Vexstar stood on the bridge of his giant warship. The ship was called Dominion's Edge, and it was bigger than most cities on Earth. Through the huge windows, he could see the small blue planet that his scouts had found. The planet was called Earth, and it was home to a race called humans. Vexstar had done this many times before. His empire, the Zelkari, had taken over 17 different star systems. Each time was the same. His ships would arrive, demand the aliens surrender, and within hours they would give up. The Zelkari were strong, and other races were weak. It was simple. "Sir," said his communications officer, "we have finished scanning the planet. The humans are very basic. They can barely travel to their own moon. Their biggest ships use old chemical rockets. They have no energy shields and no plasma weapons. They cannot even travel faster than light." Vexstar nodded. This was exactly what he expected. The humans were a Type 1 civilization, barely more advanced than cave dwellers. Their technology was thousands of years behind the Zelkari. This would be easy. "How many ships do they have?" Vexstar asked. "Maybe 200 small vessels, sir. Most of them are just space stations. Nothing that could hurt us." Vexstar smiled. His fleet had 50 warships, each one capable of destroying a city. The humans had no chance. "Send them the usual message," he ordered. "Tell them to surrender all their military forces and governments. Give them 6 hours to respond." Far below on Earth, General Jake Morrison sat in a deep underground bunker in Colorado. The bunker was built inside a mountain, hidden from alien eyes. He watched the alien message on his screen and smiled. The aliens thought they knew everything. About humans, they were wrong. "Sir," said Colonel Lisa Barnes, his second in command, "the message is exactly what we expected. They want complete surrender." Morrison nodded. "Good. Are all the preparations complete?" "Yes, sir. We moved all the real military equipment to the hidden bases. The space stations they can see are just empty shells. The army bases on the surface are fake. We evacuated all the major cities yesterday." Morrison looked at the screens showing empty streets in New York, London, Tokyo, and other big cities. It had taken 2 years to prepare for this day. 2 years since they first detected alien ships at the edge of their solar system. The humans had a secret. They were not as primitive as they seemed. 20 years ago, they had found crashed alien technology in the desert. Scientists had studied it carefully and learned how to build better ships and weapons. But they kept it secret. They wanted the galaxy to think humans were weak. "Sir," said Dr. Peter Hughes, the chief scientist, "the hidden fleet is ready. 30 ships, all powered by fusion engines. They think we only have chemical rockets." Morrison smiled. "Perfect. What about the weapons?" "All ready, sir. We have plasma cannons, missile systems, and energy shields. The aliens have no idea we have this technology." The truth was that humans had been preparing for war for decades. They had built secret factories inside asteroids. They had hidden weapons in underground bunkers. They had trained millions of soldiers in guerrilla warfare. The aliens would find Earth much harder to conquer than they thought. "Sir," said Captain Ryan Mitchell, leader of the Special Forces, "my teams are in position around all the major cities. We have weapons hidden everywhere. The moment they land, we can hit them from all sides." Morrison looked at his officers. These were the best soldiers, scientists, and strategists that humanity had to offer. They had spent years planning for this moment. "Remember," Morrison said, "we only get one chance. They think we are weak. We must let them believe that until it is too late." On the alien ship, Vexstar received Earth's response. It was what he expected. The humans said they could not surrender because they needed more time to contact all their governments. They asked for more time to prepare. Weak, Vextar said to his officers. They are trying to delay the inevitable. Begin the attack. The Zelkari warships moved into position around Earth, their weapons charged up, ready to destroy everything the humans had built. Vextar watched the planet through his viewscreen. Soon, another world would bow to the Zelkari Empire. The first targets were the space stations. Bright beams of energy shot out from the alien ships. The International Space Station exploded in a ball of fire. Orbital platforms around Earth were destroyed one by one. To anyone watching, it looked like humanity's space program was being wiped out. Next came the ground targets. Military bases around the world were hit by energy beams from space. The Pentagon in Washington exploded. Air Force bases in different countries were destroyed. Naval ports were turned into smoking craters. But deep underground, humans watched and waited. The bases being destroyed were empty. The space stations were just metal shells. The real military was hidden where the aliens could not see it. Perfect, Morrison said as he watched the attack. They are destroying exactly what we wanted them to destroy. The aliens had taken the bait. They thought they had won. But the real war was just beginning. After 6 hours, the bombardment stopped. Vextar looked at the damage reports. Every major military target on Earth had been destroyed. The planet's defenses were gone. The humans had not fired a single shot in return. Sir, reported his weapons officer, all targets destroyed. The planet is defenseless. Vextar nodded. Excellent. Begin landing operations. Send down the first wave of troops. We will accept their surrender in person. The alien landing ships descended toward Earth. They headed for the major cities, expecting to find scared humans ready to give up. Instead, they found empty streets and abandoned buildings. The humans had vanished, but they had not run away. They were hiding, waiting for the right moment to strike back. The aliens had won the first battle, but they had no idea what was coming. Next, the war for Earth had begun, and the Zelkari Empire was about to learn that humans were not as helpless as they seemed. Admiral Vextar stood on his bridge, feeling very pleased with himself. The attack on Earth had gone perfectly. Every human military base was destroyed. Every space station was gone. The planet looked completely defeated. Sir, said Commander, Vexo, the ground forces are ready to land. Should we proceed? Yes, Vextar replied. This conquest is going exactly as planned. The humans will surrender within hours. The first wave of Zelkari soldiers landed in what used to be Washington, D.C. Their ships touched down on the empty streets near the destroyed Pentagon. The soldiers stepped out, expecting to find crowds of scared humans ready to give up. Instead, they found nothing. The streets were empty. The buildings were dark. There were no humans anywhere. Where is everyone? Asked Captain Zekma, the leader of the ground forces. He spoke into his radio to the other landing sites. Report. How many humans have you found? None, sir, came the reply from New York. The city is empty. Same here, reported the team in London. No humans anywhere. Tokyo is also empty, sir, said another voice. Captain Zekma felt confused. This had never happened before. When the Zelkari conquered other planets, the aliens always stayed in their cities. They would cry and beg for mercy. But the humans were just gone. What the Zelkari did not know was that they were being watched. Captain Ryan Mitchell lay hidden on a rooftop 2 blocks away from the alien landing site. He had a small team of Navy SEALs with him. They were recording everything the aliens did. Look at their armor, whispered Sergeant Amy Clark. She was looking through special binoculars. It only protects their front and sides. Their backs are completely open. Interesting, Mitchell said quietly. They are not used to fighting enemies who attack from behind. Their weapons are energy-based, added Corporal Danny Price. But they hold them like our old rifles. They probably work the same way. Mitchell smiled. The aliens were strong, but they were also overconfident. They walked around like they owned the place. They never looked up at the buildings around them. They never checked for hidden enemies. "Sir," Clark said, "should we attack them now?" "No," Mitchell replied. "We need to learn more first. Keep watching and recording." All around the world, similar scenes were playing out. Hidden teams of human soldiers watched the alien invaders. They studied their weapons, their armor, their tactics. They learned everything they could about the enemy. In Tokyo, Captain Yuki Tanaka and her team were hiding in the subway tunnels. They watched alien soldiers search the empty buildings above them. The aliens were making noise and not being careful. They thought they had already won. "They do not know how to fight in cities," Tanaka said to her lieutenant. "They expect open battles, not urban warfare." In London, Major Tom Bradley and his SAS team were watching from the sewers. The aliens had set up a command post in a big government building. They were using human computers and human communication systems. "They are using our own technology against us," Bradley said, "but they do not understand it. Look how they are, pressing the buttons." The aliens were trying to operate human equipment, but they were doing it wrong. They could not read human writing. They did not understand human computer systems. They were powerful, but they were also ignorant. Deep underground in Colorado, General Morrison was receiving reports from all over the world. His hidden communication system was working perfectly. The aliens could not detect it. "Sir," said Colonel Barnes, "all observation teams are in position. We are learning a lot about the enemy." "Good," Morrison replied. "What have we discovered?" Dr. Hughes stepped forward with a tablet full of information. "Sir, we have found several weaknesses. First, their armor is designed for fighting other high-tech enemies. It can stop energy weapons, but it might not stop our bullets." "Really?" Morrison asked. "Yes, sir. Their shields are made to deflect plasma and laser weapons, but they have never faced old-fashioned kinetic weapons. Our bullets and missiles might go right through." Morrison nodded. "What else?" "Their communication systems are very advanced, but they use predictable patterns. We might be able to break their codes." "Their tactics are also interesting," added Captain Mitchell through the radio. "They expect their enemies to fight in open space battles. They do not know how to handle guerrilla warfare." Morrison smiled. Guerrilla warfare was something humans were very good at. They had been fighting this way for thousands of years. Hide, strike, and disappear. Hit the enemy when they least expect it. "Sir," said Dr. Hughes, "we have another advantage. They think our technology is primitive. They have no idea about our hidden fleet." In the asteroid belt, Admiral Kate Sullivan was preparing humanity's secret weapon. The real human fleet was hidden inside hollowed-out asteroids. To alien sensors, they looked like natural rocks. But inside, they were powerful warships. "Admiral," said Commander Nick Torres, "all ships are ready. We have 30 vessels, all equipped with fusion engines and plasma weapons." Sullivan nodded. "Good. Are the stealth systems working?" "Yes, ma'am. The aliens cannot detect us. They think we are just asteroids." Sullivan looked at her fleet through the view screen. Each ship was a masterpiece of human engineering. They had built them in secret over the past 2 years. The aliens had no idea they existed. "Ma'am," Torres said, "we are receiving reports from Earth. The aliens have landed and are searching the cities." "Perfect," Sullivan replied. "Let them think they have won. Soon they will learn the truth." Back on Earth, the aliens were getting frustrated. They had been searching for 3 days, but they could not find any humans. The cities were empty. The military bases were destroyed. But where were the people? "Sir, Captain Zekma reported to Admiral Vextar. "We have found no humans. It is like they just disappeared." "That is impossible," Vextar replied. "Scan the planet again. Use the deep sensors." The aliens scanned Earth with their most powerful sensors. They found some humans hiding in underground bunkers, but not many. Where were the billions of people who used to live on this planet? The truth was that most humans had been evacuated to secret underground cities. These cities were built deep in the Earth, hidden from alien sensors. Millions of people were safe underground, waiting for the war to end. But not all humans were. Hiding. Some were getting ready to fight back. In the sewers of New York, Major Carlos Rodriguez was preparing his team for their first attack. "Remember," Rodriguez said to his soldiers, "we hit them hard and fast, then disappear. We are not trying to win big battles. We are trying to make them scared." His team nodded. They had been training for this moment for 2 years. They knew. Every tunnel, every building, every hiding place in the city. "Sir," said Sergeant Beth Palmer, "the explosives are ready. We can bring down the whole alien command post." Rodriguez smiled. "Good. It is time to show these aliens that Earth is not conquered yet." The aliens thought they had won. They thought the humans were defeated, but they were wrong. The real war was about to begin, and the humans were ready to fight back in ways the aliens had never imagined. The Zelkari Empire was about to learn that conquering Earth would not be as easy as they thought. The explosion in New York was heard for miles. Major Carlos Rodriguez and his team had planted explosives under the alien command post. When they pressed the button, the entire building came crashing down. 50 alien soldiers were inside when it happened. "Target destroyed," Rodriguez spoke into his radio. "Moving to next position." His team disappeared into the subway tunnels before the other aliens could respond. This was exactly how they had planned it. Hit hard, then vanished. Admiral Vextar felt the ship shake as the explosion reached his sensors. He turned to his communications officer with anger in his eyes. "What was that?" he demanded. "Sir, the command post in New York has been destroyed. We have lost contact with 50 soldiers." Vextar could not believe it. "How is that possible? The humans have no military left." "Sir, it appears they used explosives. The building collapsed on our forces. This was not supposed to happen." In 17 previous conquests, the defeated aliens had never fought back after their military was destroyed. They always surrendered peacefully. "Send reinforcements to New York," Vextar ordered. "Find out what happened." But before the reinforcements could arrive, another explosion rocked London. Major Tom Bradley and his SAS team had destroyed an alien communications center. Then came reports of attacks in Tokyo, Berlin, and Sydney. All around the world, human soldiers were striking at alien targets. "Sir," Commander Vexo said nervously, "we are receiving reports of attacks in 12 cities. The humans are fighting back." "Impossible," Vextar said. "We destroyed all their military bases." "Sir, they are not attacking from military bases. They are coming from underground, from sewers and tunnels and hidden bunkers. They know their own cities better than we do." Vextar realized he had made a mistake. The aliens he had conquered before lived in space colonies and floating cities. They fought in the open, with organized armies. But humans were different. They fought like wild animals, using their own planet as a weapon. "How many soldiers do we have on the ground?" he asked. 5,000, sir, spread across 20 cities. "And how many humans are fighting us?" "Unknown, sir. They appear and disappear. So quickly, we cannot get an accurate count." The truth was that hundreds of thousands of human soldiers were now active. They had been hiding in underground bases, waiting for the right moment. Each team knew their city perfectly. They had maps of every tunnel, every building, every hiding place in the sewers beneath Paris. Captain Marie Dubourg led her team through the dark tunnels. They were heading for an alien supply depot. The aliens had taken over a shopping center to store their equipment. "Remember," Dubourg said, "we destroy their supplies and get out. Do not try to fight them directly." Her team nodded. They had been training for urban warfare for years. They knew how to move silently, how to plant explosives, how to disappear before the enemy could respond. But the real surprise was still coming. In the asteroid belt, Admiral Kate Sullivan received the signal she had been waiting for. "Admiral," Commander Torres said, "General Morrison is giving us the go-ahead. All ground teams are in position." Sullivan nodded. "Excellent. It is time to show these aliens what human technology can really do." She activated the fleet-wide communication system. "All ships, this is Admiral Sullivan. Today we show the galaxy that humans do not surrender. Today we prove that Earth fights back. Prepare for attack." The 30 human warships began to move out from their hiding places in the asteroids. Each ship was equipped with fusion engines that could outrun anything the aliens had. They had plasma, weapons that could punch through alien shields. They had stealth systems that made them nearly invisible. On the bridge of the UE's Retribution, Sullivan watched as her fleet formed up for battle. These ships represented the best of human engineering. Scientists had worked day and night for 2 years to build them. "Ma'am," Torres said, "enemy fleet is in position around Earth. They are not expecting us." "Perfect," Sullivan replied. "Remember, we have the element of surprise. They think we are just a primitive species. Let us show them how wrong they are." The alien sensors finally detected the human fleet when it was too late. Lieutenant Zekra was monitoring the long-range sensors when she saw something impossible. "Sir," she said to Admiral Vextar, "I am detecting ships approaching from the asteroid belt." "What kind of ships?" Vextar asked. "Unknown, sir. They are using technology I do not recognize. Fusion engines, plasma weapons, stealth systems." Vextar felt his blood run cold. "That is impossible. The humans do not have that technology." "Sir, I am reading 30 ships. They are moving at high speed toward our position." Vextar looked at the tactical display. The approaching ships were smaller than his warships, but they were fast and well armed. How had the humans built such advanced vessels? "Sir," Zekra said, "I am receiving a transmission from the approaching fleet." "Put it on the main screen," Vextar ordered. The face of Admiral Sullivan appeared on the view screen. She looked calm and confident, not like a member of a defeated species. "Admiral Vextar," she said, "I am Admiral Kate Sullivan of the Human Defense Fleet. You made a mistake when you attacked our world." "Impossible," Vextar replied. "Your species is primitive. You have no advanced technology." Sullivan smiled. "That is what we wanted you to think. For 20 years, we have been preparing for this day. We found your crashed scout ship in our desert. We studied your technology. We learned how to build better weapons." Vextar felt panic rising in his chest. "You are lying. Your ships are chemical rockets. Your weapons are projectiles." "Those were decoys," Sullivan said. "We built them to fool you. Our real fleet has been hidden in the asteroid belt. We have been watching you, learning your tactics, preparing for war." On the tactical display, the human ships were getting closer. They were moving in formation, using advanced battle tactics. This was not the primitive species Vextar had expected to conquer. "Sir," Commander Vexo said, "what are your orders?" Vextar looked at his fleet. 50 warships against 30 human vessels. He should have the advantage. But the humans had caught him by surprise. His ships were spread out around the planet, not ready for a space battle. "All ships," he ordered, Form battle formation. Prepare to engage the human fleet. But even as he gave the order, Vextar knew he was in trouble. The humans had planned this perfectly. They had let him think he was winning, then struck when he was least prepared. On Earth, the guerrilla attacks were spreading. Human soldiers were hitting alien targets in 50 cities. The aliens were confused and scared. They had never faced an enemy like this before. "Sir," Captain Zekma reported from the ground, "we are under attack everywhere. The humans are using their own cities as weapons. They collapse buildings on us. They flood tunnels to trap us. They use their own infrastructure against us." Vextar realized the truth. The humans were not like other species. They were warriors who had been fighting wars for thousands of years. They knew how to turn any environment into a battlefield. "Sir," Zekra said urgently, "the human fleet is within weapons range. They are preparing to attack." Sullivan's voice came over the communication system one more time. "Admiral Vextar, you came here expecting an easy conquest. Instead, you found a species that has never learned to surrender. Prepare to face the consequences of your mistake." The battle for Earth was about to begin in earnest. The aliens were about to learn that humans were not helpless prey, but dangerous predators who had been waiting for the right moment to strike. The first shot of the space battle came from the UES Retribution. Admiral Sullivan had positioned her flagship perfectly, using the Earth's moon as cover. The plasma cannon fired a bright blue beam that struck the alien ship Dominion's Edge directly. "In the side. Direct hit," reported Commander Torres. "Their shields are down by 30%, Sullivan nodded. "All ships, begin attack pattern Alpha. Use the asteroids for cover." The human fleet spread out in a formation the aliens had never seen before. Instead of attacking in a straight line, they moved like a pack of wolves, surrounding their prey from all sides. Admiral Vextar felt his ship shake as more human weapons hit his shields. "Return fire," he shouted. "Destroy those ships." But the human vessels were too fast and too small. They darted between the larger alien ships like angry wasps, striking and then disappearing behind asteroids or space debris. Captain Ellen Foster commanded the UES Defiance, one of the smaller human ships. She had been a fighter pilot before joining the space fleet, and she flew her ship like a fighter jet. "Target the enemy engines," she told her weapons officer. "If we can slow them down, they become easy targets." Her ship swooped under a massive alien cruiser and fired its missiles directly into the engine ports. The explosion tore through the alien ship's power systems, leaving it drifting helplessly in space. "Another one down," Foster reported to Admiral Sullivan. "These aliens are not used to fighting small, fast ships." She was right. The Zelkari had always fought against other large fleets in open space. Their ships were designed for long-range bombardment, not close-quarters combat. The human tactics were completely foreign to them. Commander Steve Walsh led a squadron of 6 human ships in a daring attack on the alien fleet's left flank. His ships used the asteroid belt as cover, appearing and disappearing like ghosts. "Remember," Walsh told his pilots, "we are not trying to destroy all their ships. We are trying to confuse them and break their formation." His squadron fired a barrage of missiles at 3 alien ships, then immediately retreated into the asteroid field. The aliens tried to follow, but their larger ships could not maneuver between the rocks. "They are splitting up," Walsh reported. "The enemy formation is breaking apart." This was exactly what the humans wanted. When the alien ships were in formation, they could support each other with overlapping shields and coordinated fire. But when they were scattered, they became vulnerable. On the ground, the guerrilla war was reaching its peak. Human soldiers were attacking alien positions in every major city. The aliens were learning that fighting in cities was very different. From fighting in space in the ruins of Washington, D.C., Captain Ryan Mitchell led his Navy SEALs in a night attack on an alien supply depot. The aliens had set up their base in what used to be a shopping mall, thinking the large building would be easy to defend. "Remember," Mitchell whispered to his team, "we know this building better than they do. We know every entrance, every exit, every hiding place." His team split up and entered the building from 4 different directions. The aliens had guards posted at the main entrances, but they did not know about the service tunnels, the loading docks, the roof access. Sergeant Amy Clark crawled through an air conditioning duct and dropped down behind 2 alien guards. Before they could react, she had knocked them unconscious with her bare hands. "2 guards down," she whispered into her radio. "West entrance is clear." The SEALs moved through the building like shadows, taking out guards and planting explosives. The aliens never knew what hit them in Tokyo. Captain Yuki Tanaka was leading her team through the subway tunnels. They had been living underground for a week, striking at alien patrols and then disappearing into the maze of tunnels. "The aliens do not understand urban warfare," she told her lieutenant. "They expect their enemies to fight in the open, like honorable warriors. But we are not fighting for honor. We are fighting for survival." Her team had set up a trap in one of the subway stations. They had placed explosives in the ceiling and walls, then left fake evidence that humans were hiding. In the area, when the alien patrol arrived to investigate, Tanaka triggered the explosives. The entire station collapsed, burying 20 alien soldiers under tons of concrete and steel. "Target eliminated," she reported, moving to next position. The aliens were beginning to realize that they had made a terrible mistake. These humans did not fight like any enemy they had faced before. They used their own planet as a weapon, turning every building, every tunnel, every street into a trap. In Berlin, Major Hans Weber was preparing the biggest surprise yet. His team had been working for 3 days to plant explosives under the Alien Command Center. The aliens had taken over the old government building, thinking it was a symbol of human defeat. "Are you sure this will work?" asked his demolitions expert, Sergeant Klaus Richter. "It will work," Weber replied. "The humans who built this building planned for this day. There are secret passages and hidden chambers that the aliens know nothing about." Weber was right. The building had been prepared for this exact scenario. Hidden charges had been built into the foundation years ago, waiting for the day when they would be needed. "Detonate," Weber ordered. The explosion was visible from space. The entire building disappeared in a ball of fire and smoke. 100 alien soldiers were inside when it happened. Admiral Vextar watched the explosion from his ship and felt despair creeping into his heart. His ground forces were being destroyed. His fleet was being picked apart by the human ships. This was not how conquests were supposed to go. "Sir," Commander Vexo said, "we have lost contact with ground forces in 15 cities. The humans are destroying our command centers faster and we can replace them." "What about the space battle?" Vextar asked. "We have lost 12 ships. The humans have lost only 3. Their ships are too fast and too maneuverable for our weapons." Vextar looked at the tactical display. The human fleet was still attacking, using hit-and-run tactics that kept his larger ships from bringing their full firepower to bear. "Sir," Lieutenant Zikra said, "I am detecting another problem. The humans are jamming our communications. Our ships cannot coordinate their attacks." This was the work of human hackers led by specialist Dana Kim. She and her team had been working around the clock to break the alien communication codes. "We are inside their network," Kim reported to General Morrison. "We can disrupt their communications and intercept their messages." Morrison smiled. "Excellent. Can you send them a message?" "From us?" "Yes, sir. What do you want to say?" Morrison thought for a moment. Tell them that humanity sends its regards. The message appeared on every alien ship at the same time. It was broadcast on all frequencies, in perfect Zelkari language. This is General Morrison of the Human Defense Forces. You came to our world, expecting an easy conquest. You found only the strength of a species that has never learned to surrender. Your empire made a grave mistake when it attacked Earth. The message included video footage of the guerrilla attacks on the ground and the space battle above. It showed human soldiers destroying alien forces with tactics the aliens had never seen before. We are humans, Morrison continued. We are the species that climbed out of caves and reached for the stars. We have fought wars across our entire history, and we have never forgotten how to fight. Today, you learned that Earth's children are not victims. We are survivors. We are warriors. Admiral Vextar felt fear for the first time in his military career. His mighty fleet was being defeated by a species he had thought was primitive. His ground forces were being destroyed by an enemy that fought like demons. Sir, Vexo said. Quietly, what are your orders? Vextar looked at his tactical display. He had lost half his fleet and most of his ground forces. The humans were still attacking, still fighting, still refusing to surrender. Send a message to the remaining ships, he said finally. Prepare for retreat. But even as he gave the order, Vextar knew it was too late. The humans had outfought him, outhought him, and outmaneuvered him at every turn. The Zelkari Empire had met its match in the warriors of Earth. The final battle lasted 6 hours. Admiral Sullivan had positioned her fleet in a perfect attack formation, using the wreckage of destroyed alien ships as cover. The surviving Zelkari vessels were trying to retreat, but the human ships were faster and more maneuverable. All ships pursue the enemy, Sullivan ordered. Do not let them escape to report back to their empire. Captain Ellen Foster in the U's Defiance led the chase. Her ship was the fastest in the human fleet, and she was determined to catch the alien flagship. Target the Dominion's edge, she told her weapons officer. If we can capture their admiral, we can learn about their empire. Her ship fired a precise shot that disabled the alien flagship's engines. The massive ship began to drift, unable to escape. This is Admiral Sullivan, came the voice over the radio. Nice work, Captain Foster. Move in for boarding. On the bridge of the Dominion's edge, Admiral Vextar watched in horror as human soldiers in spacesuits approached his ship. These were not the primitive creatures he had expected to conquer. These were advanced warriors with technology that matched his own. Sir, Commander Vexo said, the humans are requesting permission to board. Vextar laughed bitterly. Permission? They have defeated us completely. They do not need our permission. The human boarding party was led by Major Lisa Barnes. She had been trained in zero-gravity combat and alien ship operations. Her team moved through the alien ship with precision and skill. Remember, Barnes told her soldiers, we want prisoners, not casualties. We need to learn about their empire. The alien crew surrendered without a fight. They had never faced an enemy like humanity before, and they were completely demoralized. Back on Earth, the guerrilla war was ending. The remaining alien ground. Forces were trapped in isolated pockets, surrounded by human soldiers who knew every street and building in their cities. Grace Peterson led the final assault on the alien command post in New York. She had been fighting in the cities, underground tunnels for a week, and she was tired of hiding. This is for everyone who died when you attacked our world, she said as her team stormed the building. The alien soldiers inside surrendered immediately. They had heard the reports from space. Their fleet was destroyed, their admiral was captured, and their empire's conquest had failed completely. Ma'am, said Sergeant Beth Palmer, we have secured the building. 50 alien prisoners, no casualties on our side. Peterson nodded. Good. Send a message to General Morrison. Tell him that New York is liberated. Similar messages were coming, and from all over the world. London was free. Tokyo was free. Berlin was free. In every major city, human soldiers were accepting the surrender of alien forces. In the underground command center in Colorado, General Morrison watched the victory reports with satisfaction. The plan had worked perfectly. The aliens had underestimated humanity, and they had paid the price. "Sir," said Dr. Hughes, "we have captured intact alien technology. Ships, weapons, communication systems. We can learn everything about their empire." Morrison nodded. "Excellent. What about their faster-than-light technology?" "We have it, sir. Complete star maps, navigation systems, even their communication networks. We now know the location of every Zelkari colony and military base." This was more than Morrison had hoped. For not only had humanity defeated the invasion, but they had also gained the technology to travel between stars. Earth was no longer trapped in its own solar system. "Sir," said Colonel Barnes, "what should we do with the prisoners?" Morrison thought carefully. "Treat them well. Feed them. Give them medical care. Show them that humans are not monsters, even though they invaded our world." "Sir, why should we be kind to them?" asked Captain Mitchell. "Because," Morrison replied, "we want them to go home and tell their empire what happened here. We want every alien race in the galaxy to know that Earth fights back." Admiral Sullivan returned to Earth 3 days later. Her fleet had captured or destroyed every alien ship in the solar system. The victory was complete. "Admiral," Morrison said when she arrived at the command center, "congratulations. You and your fleet have saved our world." Sullivan smiled. "Thank you, sir. But this is just the beginning. We have their star maps now. We know where their empire is located." "What are you suggesting?" Morrison asked. "Sir, we should take the war to them. Show the galaxy that humanity is not just defending Earth. We are expanding into space." Morrison looked at the star maps on his screen. The Zelkari Empire controlled dozens of star systems. They had enslaved many different alien races. Perhaps it was time for those races to be free. "You are right," Morrison said. "But first, we need to rebuild our world and prepare our new fleet." The reconstruction of Earth began immediately. Fake military bases were replaced with real ones. The hidden factories were expanded to build more ships. The underground cities were connected to the surface, but the most important work was being done by specialist Dana Kim and her team of hackers. They had broken the alien communication codes completely. Now they could send messages to every corner of the galaxy. "General," Kim reported, "we are ready to broadcast our message." Morrison nodded. "Do it." The message went out on every frequency, in every known alien language. It reached every planet, every space station, every ship in the galaxy. "This is Earth," the message began. "We are humans. For too long, the Zelkari Empire has conquered peaceful worlds and enslaved innocent people. That ends now." The message included footage of the battle for Earth. It showed human soldiers defeating alien forces with courage and skill. It showed the alien fleet being destroyed by human ships. "We are coming," Morrison continued. "We are bringing freedom to every world the Empire has conquered. We are bringing justice to those who have suffered under alien rule." The message ended with a simple statement: resistance is not futile. Resistance is human. Within hours, the message had reached every corner of the galaxy. On conquered worlds, enslaved alien races began to hope for the first time in years. On Zelkari military bases, commanders began to worry about this new threat from Earth. The message reached the Zelkari homeworld 3 days later. Emperor Krothfer watched the footage of his fleet's defeat with growing anger and fear. How is this possible? He demanded of his military advisors. The humans were supposed to be primitive. Sir, said General Winkler, it appears we were wrong. The humans have advanced technology and superior tactics. They fight like nothing we have ever encountered. What do you recommend? The Emperor asked. Sir, we should prepare our defenses. The humans said they are coming, and I believe them. Emperor. Krathver looked at the tactical display showing his empire. For 100 years, the Zelkari had been expanding, conquering world after world. They had never faced serious resistance. Now, a single planet on the edge of their territory had defeated their entire invasion fleet. Worse, these humans had captured Zelkari technology and prisoners. They knew everything about the Empire. Send messages to all our colonies, the Emperor ordered. Tell them to prepare for war. The age of easy conquest is over, but it was too late. The message from Earth had already reached the conquered worlds. On dozens of planets, alien races were rising up against their Zelkari rulers. The empire that had seemed so strong was beginning to crumble. On Earth, Admiral Sullivan was preparing the new human fleet. Using captured alien technology, human engineers had built 50 new starships in just 6 months. Each ship was faster and more powerful than anything the Zelkari had. Admiral, Commander Torres reported, the fleet is ready for departure. Sullivan nodded. Excellent. Set course for the nearest Zelkari colony. It is time to keep our promise. As the human fleet prepared to leave Earth, Lieutenant Grace Peterson stood on the observation deck of the flagship. She looked back at her home planet, now free and rebuilding. Ma'am, asked a young ensign, do you think we will win this war? Peterson smiled. Ensign, we are humans. We do not know how to lose. The human fleet jumped to faster-than-light speed, heading for the stars. Behind them, Earth continued to send its message to the galaxy. We are coming. Resistance is human. The Zelkari Empire had expected no retaliation when they attacked Earth. They thought they were conquering another helpless world. Instead, they had awakened the sleeping giant. Humanity was going to the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same. The age of human expansion had begun, and nothing could stop it. The Empire had learned too late that when you attack Earth, Earth attacks back.